Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NGC Esports, and they're presenting you the Super Sunday. It's the four maps of the special event, and I'll be your only host named as Quirky York, called as Kamor. Now we see 22 teams participating on the lobby. This is the very first game where the flight path starts from the hospital side, finishing onto the Kamishki. The teams named as Sacred Face and RedEye Esports, T7 Unity, Freezy Esports, TR, The Soul Reapers, 6 p.m. Esports, VAE Victims, Team Junior, Fortis Esports, Formidable Threat, NGC Esports, Team Jigree, TNS Esports, Ritzy Esports, Freest Esports, and Troopers, Gamers United Force, Asteria Esports, Neon Rising, Mafia Gang, some Angry Gurkhas. Yeah, for now, I can see the tag clearly: SFRE, T7, FZY. Nice tags, and all of them are maintained. Hope so. For the first stage where the battle is actually getting the shape, so by the beginning, it's completely the Pochinki, which is in the center right now. Hope so the battles are gonna be ended from this side. So for another teams which is maintaining the outside of the first stage, obviously maintaining their drops, but they have to battle some to win their drop. For now, Kameshki, Mansion, Yasnaya Poliana, and Georgopol Northern, not Northern, yeah, but that's a northern city. So test locations are marked for the hyped moment. I see on the mini game scene where the team 6 p.m. heading in for, but not the 6 p.m. I hope this can be team troopers. Okay, they are TRs. Yeah, but for now, one of the player is in the problem, and if you can see that they are in a split by the minimap. I hope so. They have got some plan to continue with. Fortis is taking the first point. AST is taking the first point. FST is taking some time here to calibrate them. Losing the first player, that's a problem at the start. ST is going with the second knock. PAP, where Max OG been taken away. ST is finished the kill off so that there won't be any rescues after next. Gamers United Force. You know, Kamishki is a good spot here for the fight. They're making it look good. I hope it sounds good too. SAG Janmara coming up with a vehicle run over. Toby will be taken away from the kill feed. I'm covering both, but you know, let's see how long I can cover all of the informations at once. Some angry Gurkhas, known as SAGs, kind of a problem. But Janmara tries to get inside, but it will be taken away by Ninja. And now the kill must be secured. Then the rest of the three players can execute theirs, but it'll be tough because the team they're taking fight with is clearly the Formidable Threat, and FT knows where the paths should be for the support for the players so that some angry Gurkhas never finds the angle. Mr. Anish tries to get it in a new angle, but somehow he loses lots HPs, and that is the plan of, you know, Formidable Threat. That might not be. This is Team Junior, and continuing the fight with SAGs. I should have recalled Team Junior here. The slots are just in a bit of shuffled. I know all of the team names, and now I can see the tags, so I can clearly find out that. So let's talk about the teams on screen right now. It's Team Junior, which is in problem as Neymar is in a such bad position. Ninja is the last guy who might take the responsibility here. Once smoke been delivered, needs a path of smokes so that he can continue the rescue. Now Anish is in a knock situation, so the only guy who can interrupt that is Barulo. And hope he's ready. I see Anish supporting TSR, TNS supporting TNS, Sunny supporting RE means RedEye Esports. I hope your team will do well. Let me welcome you to NGC Esports presents Super Sunday. The event is just yet started with the map of Virangal where Team Junior is in solo, Team Some Angry Gurkhas is in solo. Yeah, both teams traded with the option. For now, Team NGC, okay, not NGC, but the organization NGC Esports, which organizes this, has their logo actually looking gorgeous on the left, right, on the left down, you might say. But yeah, look at the quality. It's in such good format. I see them in a bit of blurry, but it'll be fixed. Fortis Esports, look at them finishing the kills just in confidence with the pants. They knows there are no players around them to cover, to guard. So yeah, they did it in a good way. Now I see the stream again. It's in such a good format. So I can cut the browser for now. Yeah, that's nice. Thank you. Thanks to the broadcast. They're super best. FREESTeSports. Let's talk about them a little. Losing 2 is not good as they start. And the rest of the 2 should continue from the edge side. Still 22. My goodness. Can you count that? 22 teams on a single lobby. And this is the first shrink of the zone. And nobody simply is taking the fight, taking any battle, like, to be eliminated, to get eliminated. Whatever. It's good to see. Like, every team is serious, looking serious. I don't know how long they're gonna take it, but I hope the end game would be as aggressive as this lobby seems to be. Now the second shift comes where Pochinki becomes still the center point. Still it holds as the center point. They're having some moves. Yeah, which is trying to get kills with Pochinki. You might see Team T7 on the kill feed securing some kills. Team RTZ securing some kills here. I hope Team RT means Ritzy Esports find some good options to collect some points. Only one team in front of them, and they need to back them down and get them falling back. Not bad, but what's Team 6 PM is thinking about? I might assume they're gonna surround Team Ritzy for now, as it is indeed the best option. But Team Ritzy, as a backup plan, they have one of the players on the back so that he can witness and scout the upper hill or high hill rotations of flanks. Yeah, for a flank, it's a good option if you want to defend. And the team defended the bait successfully. Imposter being taken away with just a grenade by Final Boss. Here is the player named as Final Boss on Neon Rising. After the first knock, going in with the grenades he has. Only the last grenade is here. And now he knows where the player can continue to get inside this Final Boss. And that was a mistake to get in. Still, Sacred Face handling the situation like nothing's happening. Still, they have all the players here. But Wizard looked like a bit of prepared. And now after taking the left angle, it's time for him to take a left again. And there we go. The second knock, but this time it is finished. Switching the position makes the possibility for getting the final two. And the kill feed, you see many battles happening at the same time simultaneously. And I hope Team Neon Rising is good at that. Not bad. It is Team Neon Rising, which looks crazy. On the other side, you see Team Troopers. Yeah, that was the checkpoint. But indeed, it is a checkpoint for the team. And now they're taking the fight with Team NGC Esports, where Team NGC loses their splits, the territory. I see the next battle happened on the water side. Still going on with Neon Rising. Wizard tries to take down the staircase, but this time he'd get eliminated. That was a wrong move. Never take a fight on this kind of position if you want to survive. While you have the last two players to get a push, you should change the position and take the roof if possible. Obviously, you should be aware of the grenades that those will come for the hunt. Then this is the next team, TJ, for you by the tag. I hope TJ, that means Team Jigree. So from shelter you can see them scouting for the opponents. Found one, sprayed onto the vehicle to take that down, but not anymore. The player got away. Still not. He might be thinking to come back and take the fight. Yes, he did that, but somehow TJ were able to get inside of the cave, so now he can pretend to be survived. I hope so. Team Fortis Esports. Is it Fortis? Yeah, it is indeed. Team 40E as the tag. Still making up for the rotation. This is the third stage. Third? Or coming to the third. I hope. Gonna be the second at first. Knock knock. Here's the zone. Supporting Pochinki again. The southern is clear a bit off. You might make a rotation, but someone is taking the fight on the edge of the western of Pochinki Hills. It is Team FZY. The Freezy Esports being in problem. Three of them is just on the knees. The final player tries to defend the push, being caught up, exposed completely. Everyone knows the position. He also understood this is not the best one to hold. Trying to fall down. First grenade was dodged. Needs to plant some traps here. Jump shot was too crazy. Got spotted. Still been able to take one down. Trying to finish the kill before he gets executed. And that's it. He did it. Before even getting eliminated, he took one with himself. That's a good point, but not that much. Still, many teams to survive. Yeah. So, 3 teams are just not playing from this start. Still, the 19 teams, that says lots of teams are available, and on the first game, the team which will dominate many, which will win the chicken. If both are different, then the points are gonna get crazy. So, to continue with that much of competition, you need to be consistent. You only have 4 games to be consistent. And now if you lose on the earlier stage of the first game, that means it only counts to the 3 games, right? So for now it's Team Troopers, which actually gets 1 vehicle and using the vehicle to make the second move. Hope so they'd be successful, but if any team comes farther, they might take them down one by one when it's running. I hope Team RedEye Esports looking for the open areas, but not every areas are open. There are some covers, as usual, by the map, so they can hold there for some seconds, not for a long time, as the circle gets a new shift within such a short time. So this will not be that easy because many teams will survive at the next stages and they'd be so close to them, and each one of the team can interrupt in the 80 meters of various utilities. So yeah, lots of chaos are gonna be available. It was a such good grenade by Team Jigree, which gets the knock for now at this instant situation. I hope Team Troopers won't lose, but they're losing their players, right? And that's the loss. Now, you see the new zone being shifted onto the school. That's the middle point of Pochinki and the school if you count that. But the Potato Hill being taken by Team Troopers, and that means Team Troopers can clearly guard that hillside. So I hope so the southern teams or the specifically eastern southern teams are gonna get interrupted, but this time the southern becomes the chaotic place, gate, door to break in. I hope Team BIP will be able to do that. T7 on the other side, taking the fight on the outside. Been able to complete the close radius, and now it's their territory. They can recalibrate the squad again, rescue the player which was in the niche, but at the end it's a loss for Team FTs. Maybe FT does mean Formidable Threat, and now they were in the threat. Well, you can see the Pochinki Hill, the Potato Hill specifically, where Team Troopers were there, and now the eastern southern teams just entering on the area one by one. Still Team Troopers are looking out for the middle ones, but they should look out for the edge ones, right? And now the edge is trying to break their angle. It is indeed Team AST, Asteria Esports, which broke through the angle, and now AST is getting the encounter. Only the three of them joined the game, and now it's already a disadvantage from that side with the firepower. Still, after breaking down the angle of Team Troopers, Troopers would not let this, get humiliating. I hope so. NGC Cobra, on the other hand, finishing the kill. Troopers. It was a second Troopers? Or the first one? Yeah, but Troopers and no more. That's enough. 13 teams in the lobby. It is Kirito. I see. So Kirito has joined on this team. No, it's not bad. That was Team RTZ, means Ritzy. With 7 eliminations, still expecting the chicken dinner. This is just the 5th stage where they knows what to do just to hold outside of the zone. Meanwhile, the other teams would obviously, target the middle or the edge of the stage. But the zone says the ring is a bit of smaller. So if you try to get close to the ring, then it obviously gets in trouble by the edge side or by the close range. So it'd be engaged, it'd be busy, and for that the chaos would be started, and the teams who would hold on the edge can come later and find all of the teams those are in the bleed out situation. So I hope so. This would be good for them. For now, Team Troopers thinking for the solo player. Mami goes in front of the player and takes him down with the UMP. Not the UMP that has a Bison, but with an M416. It looks steadily on the stage that the grenade is coming through. Team RTZ losing the players. 6 PM dominating this time. Ritzy is defending the compound. It is complete. 6 p.m. and no more. 9 eliminations with the next calibration. It's gotta be a good chance for Team Ritzy for now. The Northern is completely for them. Nobody is coming to interrupt. But that should not. It is Team T7 Unity which finds a close battle. This close combat should be dealt with utilities. The grenade being charged. The Molotovs are, finding them. The grenade goes. No damages further. Mafia Deu takes down NGC KK. And that means NGCs are no more. Also with Team T7 Unity, the final grenade decided whether T7 would survive or not. That is illusion. Who would secure the kill. I hope so Team Mafia would be safe. Okay. GUF. Sacred Face EU SFs. Been in problem because 6th stage and now they don't have the support. They only have the time. They're counting for them. Meanwhile, the pressures are gonna get built as soon as possible. Now, some of the teams really thought about to hold outside. So, as I was speaking of, the teams would take the decision to hold outside until the other teams gets inside. That didn't happen. Lots of teams awaited on the edge side to actually let others get in, and that's where the chaos started. Lots of teams thought about the same plan, and for their plan, their situation gets messed up. It is Team Ritzy Esports which actually is not thinking to rescue the player but to continue inside of the compound side, inside of the zone where they can avoid the damage of the blue zone. So yeah, if and only if they can focus. Now, lots of teams has been eliminated. It's only the top 3 teams right now. RTZ, REs and ASTs. But RTZ is in such a bad position. You can see the view from the upper side. The visuals can be taken. The utilities can be charged. And now is the time to charge the utilities to actually make some covers and defend yourself. Yeah, for now it's the next 35 seconds to defend, to think, to plan, because after the 30 seconds I hope so the 7th zone is gonna get a new shift, and that is probably making the problem for Team REs as they're inside of the compound and everyone knows that they need to leave it. They tried to leave it, but RTZ took the knock. AST finishes Team RTZ at the same time, and now Team AST knows there was only 3 of the players. It's only the remaining 5, and they're in the duo, so there might be 1 player more, but the player which actually got knocked now has been revived. So Asteria understands this, but the zone is making the problem for the team that is actually trying to get close. So that would be Team RE, right? But Team RE has the duo. It's got to be a head-on-head game between the 2 teams. Asteria Esports thinking to use the grenade here at first. The grenade goes. It deals with lots of damages. The second one goes. It makes the knock illusion. That was the final player. That is from Team RedEye Esports. RE is losing in HPs for now. Needs to use the first aid kit, but there are 1 more grenade that would be blasted here instead of the compound, of the smoke side. So I hope Babin doesn't have much time left to push on, but the smoke won't get enough time. Now he compromised himself. By that, the players already knew where he is, and then a vehicle runover comes off and finished the game. Asteria Esports fighting with Team RedEye Esports at the end of the first game, and then RedEye loses the chicken dinner, but it still made it possible for a good amount of a collection that sets the competition between Team RedEye Esports and Team Asteria. But Asteria, I'd like to congratulate to you guys for winning the first chicken, as you're getting the chicken with the 10 eliminations. Team Asteria is on top right now with an 1444 damages. Not bad. First game in within the 22 teams that deals all, but still the competition says for the first 3 games there would be shuffles from the top to the bottom, and then the last game would decide which team would become the champion. If and only if you got the highest number of eliminations, you might be able to survive the last phase. For now, it's the match summary where you'd see the 75 of eliminations, and that means there was chaos every time when the zone shifted. There's chaos even on the outside of the zone, and there were battles everywhere from the drop clashes to the rotation battles, to the strategies, to the splits, everywhere. 72 and the knockouts, and at the end, it was the uses of the healings that were reached onto the 12,422. It was 6 eliminations and 51 assists, and 2 of the vehicle eliminations. Maybe our production got, covered with all of the vehicle eliminations. Maybe I've seen one from the kill feed, right? But let's talk about the head-to-head situation where Team RTZ faced with Team ASTs. It was a head-on-head fight, but RTZ uses the lower ridge while Team ASTs had their upper ground. And after making the first knock, it was easy for them to find out the final guy. And then, they takes the safest option possible, not to deal with the shotgun in front of, but to go with the extraordinary vehicle that the opponent cannot take it down. Meanwhile, you browse with the vehicle, right? So that was a clean plan and executed perfectly, holding a player on the back and pushing the player in front. It was perfect. The MBB says this time Crispy Paglu got the MBB title. Yeah, he's a Paglu type, but his name is Crispy. So Ritzy Esports has gotten the MBB in their squad. Even not with the chicken dinner, but without the chicken dinner, they're playing great, right? 6 eliminations for the player with 900 damages. That's nice. And it survived till the end. So it was a hard try, it was a good try. Then if we talk about the top players, then after Crispy there would be AST with 5 eliminations. And then I think one hate most might be there with 5 eliminations. Heaven and Hole or Jole. Yeah, we have the position inside of the top 5 players after the first game. The last point was 3 and the first is 6. It's in the double. The cutoffs were 3. Match rankings, that says ASTs with 20 points, Ritzy's with 15, RedEye with 12. And that's it. It's the competition. The top 3 teams, you got them. ASTs, Ritzy and RedEye Esports. I hope so they'll keep their consistency in the next games too. Gamers United Force, T7 Unity, Team Jigree are close. Mafia Gang, Sacred Face, EU, Formidable Threat, Troopers. And with some points, not bad. At least in not getting empty-handed. Team Junior, some angry Gurkhas, Troopers, Fortis Esports, Neon Rising, NGC Esports, Freezy Esports, 6PM Esports, FREESTeSports, the Soul Reaper, Bits and Pieces, and the Nepali soldiers tried well, but it was not good as they have expected to be. And the teams would be Freezed, the Soul, Bits, and Nepali soldiers. Yeah, if we talk about the shields and the maps, then the next game is gonna be onto the Miramar, then it's Sandhawk, then the OG map Erangel again. So you are getting 2 Erangels. Assume the first Erangel as a pre-show of the final show, and the final game is also gonna be onto the Erangel. So as you've seen, the result got better for the team ASTs, but I hope so the next game would be better for Team REs RedEye Esports, as they were the second contender of the chicken data. On the caster desk, I'll be a host Quirky Arc for the night, for this late night, and I've seen like 29 or 30 audiences there. That's so good on this kind of late nights. Nobody would expect that, but yeah, according to my region, it's late night here. According to your region, it might be the morning or just the evening. It might be. You might confirm me from the comment that what time is it in your location. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of break and I'm gonna come back. Till then, stay tuned. See ya. The highlights has ended. I hope you enjoyed the highlights. Now let's get back into the business again. NGC Esports presents Super Sunday, and with just 4 maps, I'm here to talk. I see some comment about me, like Mahi said hi, and someone asked which country are these teams. Anyone explain please? I hope so most of the teams, or you might assume like all of the teams are from Europe. So This is kind of the European lobby, you should say. And I see lots of teams, they're playing well. 22 teams, but the first game it was 22, right? And it's 21. It's still more than 20, right? So 16 is the perfect number. Then 18 is the decent in locals. 19, 20, and 21, 22 is kind of hard. But still, I've observed the teams that they're serious, kind of. They're not taking the early battles. And that gets me excited. Like, I'm excited for that. It is it is the teams like RedEye's team, Troopers, team FSTs to head on for the southern at first. The paternal location has been a very important location for them for now. Puerto Perez will be taken by team GUF, Cuffs, team Artizads, heading on for Los Linus, team 40E heading on for Chumacera, where team AFS maybe or SFS maybe, yeah, for jumping. TRs heading on for the Montenegro. Pecado has got a good clash. Chumacera has got a good clash. The San Martin location or El Pozo would obviously be in a clash, so watch for them, right? Yeah, for now you can see the zone that is completely supporting the graveyard. The competition is getting harder. On the first game, it was the 20 point on the tabletop, and then it is the competition. Now, if you want to cross over that, you should take more than 15 points, right? It should be the minimum. But if you want to make the consistency, then for 4 games, anything can happen. So nothing can be predicted at all. La Cabrera location is also been marked as a hot drop location where the battle would be occurred. I hope the Soul Reaper, while scouts the area, would find an opening and angle to execute the plan. They just need the first knock. Then it would be happening one by one, sequentially. But the Soul Reaper thinks about taking flanks at the alley, but Enigma and Jigree, Pinkman. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. If I'm not, then you should comment and let me know about that. Then look at Archer getting taken away from the roof. Ninja making the support. Team 6 PMs also getting engaged. That's a BDB battle or simultaneous battle, you might say. FTs interrupted with T7s, and Asteria Esports are just looking forward so that they can make the slamming. Formidable Threat on the roofs. That's the problem. From the other angles, they're taking damages. Not that good position, but surrounding the whole compound is a good option. Now you have to break through these splits. You have to take the inside game. Just one thing, you should pray for the third party that should not come here. If it comes, it might make chaos. VIP 2J eliminating Archer. Preet taking one down from the kill feed. It was Team Mafia maybe, but 6 PMs also facing the problem. 2 the players are in a bad situation, right? So they should go for the rescue mission. And yeah, they have rescued one of them. I can see that from the live ranking. Then it's Team Mafia, which is in the next to rescue them, but TJs are not getting chances or letting them get chances. While Hate Most Guard takes down Mafia. Now T7 heading on for the next knock. Charging lots of spamming again and again. Cannot get it. At the end, it is Team FTs to win the battle and taking the responsibility of the compound. Now it's for Team Fortis Esports. And they're Fortis Esports, right? The name is. They knows about the team in front of them. They knows about the counts, like how many of them. And now they can wait for the execution of the plan. For Team VIPs, it's going so smooth here as TJ is losing lots of players. And now Pinkman tries to scout there. They're Stun grenade goes. Still the shots were hunting for Pinkman. He understands, falls back from the window, tries to take the staircase, while 6 p.m. lady charged the grenade, takes Neymar. Now it's time for Pinkman to make the clutch. The first knock, the second knock, and yeah, the first finish was too early. The opponent couldn't even think about what is going on. A Pinkman is defending alone, and Team Jigree hasn't any Jigree friend here. Lady dodging the grenade again on the kill feed, taking the knocks again. But it is a good time for Team VIPs to rescue the player. And now they're thinking all of them to push at once. Maybe if they try to make that kind of move, it might be easy for Pinkman to follow the traces and make the knocks. But look at that risk. Pinkman takes the risk and tries to make the situation in a hyped up situation. Now another knock happens. Claws getting taken away just like that. Sweet and easy. Now the next knock was also cool. And Pinkman, so excited. The final player waits for Pinkman to get on the ground. Pinkman makes the entry and finishes the kill. And that's a complete 1v4 clutch. I told you, anytime, anything can happen on a competitive match. And Pinkman did this in a perfect way. Taking the last 3 players was a challenge, a good challenge. And he was taking that challenge willingly. I loved that move. That was aggressive and bravo. SCRED face EU while maintaining the tag of his safe. This is void for you. Trying to retaliate in with the grenade goes and it makes the knock. The target accomplished, but he also getting taken away. He was too aggressive, too, being too makes the problem. It is Sung Jinwoo, the king of solo leveling, now trying to use the first aid kit, but it was already too late to use. And then he shot at the player, but dealt some damages, still not being able to survive of his own. So that's all, my lord. The fight was settled. The score is about to be settled. Now the zone has come to a point where it's gonna get a new shift. It is gonna be in the middle, but supporting a slight off the north. But the next zone would obviously go for the mid again on the south part. So the south becomes important. I see some teams heading on for the south. Some are on the outside, on the south, some on the west. 2 the teams on the north, 1 on the east, and maximum teams on the south and the west of south. Revenge God Gaming supporting Team India. Where are they? What's the tag right now? If you can share, I can find out that. There are lots of teams that I'm meeting new, and I hope I'd find out your chosen squads and I can observe their gameplays. We can make some entertainment here on the Montenegro. It's Team Troopers, which try to steal the chicken data of the first game. Now, they didn't, but ST is the team which actually made the first chicken data. You might remember about them after the first game. Yes, you have to, because they're the table toppers and they're setting the targets for the other teams, for the rest of the 21 teams or 20 teams. And that's a big thing, right? You need to make up with the consistency. And for that, Team ST needs to either dodge the drop clashes, avoid the drop clashes, or actually taking the fights willingly. For now, NGCs were in trouble from the Chumasara side, where Team TGS tried to make the fight a bit of intense. I hope Team NGCs are not, letting them fall in the trap for. I hope they would understand what's the trap the Team TGS are making right now. It's Team V4 which is in the center and completely risk-free. They're maintaining the zone. I hope they take a mid-split. Now it is the Soul Reaper, which has started the rotation in the second stage. Something might go for some moments, or some might go for the closings, but it is to Mephistes, which cuts off the rotation of the troopers. That's a loss right there. You never know what's waiting for you, so you should have scout. Should have been scouted. And the long range sprays are gonna play the role here. Freezy Esports understands that's team troopers and they have the opportunity to hold them down. They have the firepowers. They can make some flanks in. They can surround the team. But the risky part is they cannot go out just like that. Look at this sprays, man. It's 4Q mate, which actually charged the QBZ by a 4 times scope combination, and now finds team troopers getting stuck here. It is indeed team troopers. Wow, encountering at the same burst rate. I hope that's a head-on game. And both are just nailed it. Both nailed it. I loved two of the first sprays, and now it's the third spray. Hope Ambush gets the target. Understands the team FSTs are not letting them to get out. So that's the plan, and he should make the opponents to be failed at their execution. That's how we're gonna hold back troopers. Thinking about that while maintaining the high heals makes them in a vulnerable position, so where they not stay forever. Still the zone is not supporting them, so they can avoid the fight and can continue to the rotation for the safety to be inside. But look at the teams who got eliminated, right? The team who missed the match, that was Team FZY, by the tag I'm talking. Team JRs, Team VAPs, Team T7s, Team SFs, Team Mafias. The 3 teams from the 7th to the 9th, not available. The chances are higher on the live ranking where Team 6PM TRs and TSRs can come in. Still, as I have told you, or as I've said, that the first 3 match, those matches comes with lots of shuffles, like from the top to the bottom. So for the next Sano game, it would be the same. It would be a big shuffle from the bottom too. And then I hope, from the top teams, the shuffle are gonna take place on the final game. Team RTZ, means Ritzy Esports, is taking their first battle for now with Team GUFs. And look at that, Team Ritzy is taking all of the leads. Right now tries to find out about the player. Ritzy has made this compound a bit of safe for them, but still not yet. There are players on the flanks and inside. Gamers United Force fighting alone here. Troopers losing the players by the hand of 6PM's Tommy eliminates Katil. Okay. Hate most guard eliminates a player of SAGs. Then NGC plays in with Team Neon 33 baby. E-baby Zin. You might say that, but 33. Yeah, I assume that as in double E. For now, Gamers United Force. Capo Zinho. Waiting for the players to get inside. Has the grenade in hand. In a low HP, the Molotov plays in. Capo Zinho tries to use the first hit kid. One more utility needed. But not anymore. Ritzy didn't actually charged the next grenades or Molotovs. They understood they cannot find the knock right now. According to the footsteps, the player should hold for a single place, but he's not, right? So he's so ready to dodge the grenades, right? And he dodged another one. Now he tries to get back again. Changes the position. He's looking forward for the players. The first knock takes the place. And now he's about to go for the second. He has the grenade in hand. The player is getting close to him. He knows that. Switches the grenade to the weapon again. And now taking the grenade again in hand. Makes the situation a bit of vulnerable again. The grenade goes on the downside. That is a perfect execution. The grenade deals with some of the damages. Now he gets on the outside. The player understands. He jumps outside. He gets some ammos. The shotguns. He switches the position again. He has the MP49. Chooses the pre-shots. But getting eliminated at the end. Because by the end, it was a rage moment for Team RTZ to push all at the same time. And that's it. They executed that. It's the 14 teams surviving on the third stage here. With the next stage is gonna take the part. It's gonna be in the middle. But on the eastern? Yeah. So from the southern western to the southern eastern, it's a big chaos. Big clashes. On the northern east, you might see Team SCGs maybe trying to fight with Team FTs, but I hope not. Yeah, it's started. It's started right now. Ritzy's trying to complete the rotation, but find some teams on the front side. They should want to break through the door, the gates. From the southern, it's Team FSTs. And inside of the ring side, that's Team 6 PM trying to break through, right? Yeah, it's all about breaking the laws. Team TNS facing the problem here. Paradox R, isn't the problem. The Nepali soldiers faces it, but I hope this is a good squad as, this squad, RedEye Esports from Nepal, secured the position of PUBG Mobile World Cups. And the team is also, maintaining the name of Nepal like the Nepali soldiers. And I hope so. They're adapting with the lobby and finding a good fast-paced gameplay. TSR eliminated FSTs, some angry good cars, and FREESTeSports and no more. Only the top 12 teams surviving in the fourth stage. You should remember there were 21 teams joining in the lobby, and right now nine teams already, and no more. Some gets eliminated by the drop clashes, some gets caught up by the rotations, and someone take the someone took the intense fights, but still. Now it's time for Team Nepali soldiers to think something. With those 3 points, they're thinking to get 17 more, but TNS is on the bottom line, right? So they need to survive till the end. Now it is indeed Team Asteria looking forward. Team FT's been spotted, trying to hunt them down, but Formidable Threat that's saying knock knock, not now, man. I'm not gonna let you to get me. But on the southern, Ritzy's and 6 PMs were in such hurry that they had to take the fight, and that resulted as a loss for them. So what results the loss? The Soul Reaper tried to focus in, but from the top of the mountain, it was the greatest visual that Team RedEye has gotten into, and they've taken all of the advantages possible. They're taking the position for its Team 6 PM Esports, which is in trouble right now, continuing on the down ridge side, and that's visible. And this is in trouble with the players, but it's still Eric made the knock. Now it's Kirito and Doritos time with Mr. Perfect. NGC and no more. Top 8 teams survives. The second competitor, Ritzy's, been only able to take 4 points. That counts 19. It's only the 8 teams survives, right? So after the 8th, the teams who got eliminated won't get any placement points. That's where Team Ritzy's got counted their point as 19. Still FT's not being able to cross over after taking 10 eliminations. For now, I hope this match will be in support for Team FT's as they with the full squad. AST's the table toppers after the first game still holds on for the mind game. They doesn't want for the other teams to cross over them on the second game. They wanted to be long lasting till the last game so that they might make some shuffles and make some luck. I see Sunny is supporting Team Jigree and RedEye Esports and setting the comment on fire. Thank you, troopers. Now would be eliminated. Only the top 6 survives right now. It is indeed Team RedEye Esports being in problem, being interrupted. They're on the outside of the zone, and that's the problem. It is indeed the 6th zone, and you know the 6th is for the hold on moment. I've seen it on the first Erangel. Lots of teams, after watching for the 6th stage, they didn't want it to go inside, but they wanted to hold outside and then to fight on the edge. But that was not the uncommon plan. That was the common plan available for every team out there who were waiting on the outside of the zone. So that was the big mistake. So yeah, some of the teams who took the decision to get inside Alia actually were able to survive till the end, and even took the chicken dinners too. But for this kind of lobbies, I hope holding on the outside is a bit of a problem. Not a bit of, but a big problem, kind of. For now, it's Team Formidable Threat, which is in the position. Only the top 4 teams survives, and they're here for the hunt, for the chicken dinner. But if STs are here for the consistency, they had the 20 points in the first game, and now they need more. But MREs are not stopping here, taking some eliminations, making some weak points, and also making the teams weaker so that they can take on the next lead here. The next zone is about to be shifted. It doesn't have much more time left. Formidable Threat got caught up in this messy situation, but they cannot or couldn't continue inside the zone. Been swiped away by the ground once. I hope the Formidable Threat would actually find a little bit of time that they need here. Just hold for some time so that Team RE is getting engaged with Team ASTs, but Team RE has taken the best position forever. I hope Team RedEye Esports this time completing the mission on the first Erangel. They had their dual roster, but still Team ASTs had the advantage. But it's time for Team RedEye Esports, because Asteria Esports are no more. But still they finished it on top 3, so they might be getting those 5 placement points. So that should count on the leaderboard. But in Formidable Threat with Team RedEye Esports, it's a good match. At 2v3, RedEye has a big split here. In Formidable Threat has a little one. That is the gap between the teams. They can charge the elites, but even only if Mr. Perfect would be able to make the first knock, then the fight would be converted. Now he knows he dealt a lot of damages right there, and now the next player does it. It's time for Mr. Perfect to make the clutch, but he couldn't because Team RedEye Esports were too powerful this time, and Team RedEye Esports was so committed to make the comeback after the first game when they lose the chicken, right? But still, with the chicken dinner, they're on the overall rank 2. Still they're on the 2nd, but the gaps would be so short, right? Congratulations for Team RedEye Esports for winning the 2nd chicken dinner with 1480 damages. That was good to see. And you see the players YY Babin, Illusion, and Python. But the contribution from Python is the highest, and then it comes from Babin. Then it was YY, which gets 1 point, but not for Illusion. But Illusion is still dealt some damages here, so he took a part in the fight, and that is all. Now the second game ends. It was like a blink of an eye, right? The first game starts, it ends. The second game starts, it ends. Now the 50% of the competition has been completed. The rest of the 50 is gonna come, and that's where the competition is about to be shuffled. Now, gentlemen, be ready to witness the bottom shuffle or the shuffle of the top teams on the third game, Sandhawk. It is indeed getting the shuffle for the match. It's a table flip match, so I hope the teams will be ready. Head to head, that says Team FTs and Team RedEye Esports were so close to each other, but FTs has gotten better with damages, but it still couldn't be better with total point counts. That was only the gap of 2 points, but still Team RedEye Esports is satisfied. That was 9 eliminations for the team, and it was 15 elimination for Team FTs. Without the chicken dinner, FTs did really great, but with the chicken dinner, RedEye Esports, it was a consistent game for them, right? Yeah, but for Team FTs, it's a really big comeback on the first game. I hope they have taken enough points to be combined as the highest one. And for now, we'd like to head on for the MVP of the game. That was Eric, with 6 eliminations, again the same number. The MVP record is on the highest as 6 eliminations in a solo on a single game for now, or till now. It has 717 damages and 4 assists. That was a 312 off the hill and 5 knockouts. So Eric, they did great. They were good on this game. They have executed those in a right way, in a proper way. By taking the edge, holding on for some time, and then thinking about to gatekeep. That was all. That was nice. I loved it. Whatever you guys let me know. But the competition, as I've said, that 50% of the competition is completed, and now the last 50 of the tournament is about to be happened. But the top players list on the second game. After Eric, there'll be Doritos, there'll be one hate most card who is in the consistent way. Python and Pinkman did great, but the last was 4 and the first is 6. Now the cutoff between the 4 and the 6 is 2. Okay, it has been, the score is not settled yet, but it would be settled. I see one hit most card. Yeah, in the making of the consistency. I hope he'd make it up for the MVP title if he keeps up like this, taking, in within 3 to 4 or to 5 eliminations. That's great. Now, if it comes for the collection, then Team FTs are great this time, 21 points, even without the chicken dinner. Then RedEye Esports with the chicken 19. Asteria without the chicken 16. The table toppers. Why wouldn't they be on the top? 20 points for the first game, 16 points for the second game, counts that 36 than the top. But the gap is too short for the competitor. RedEye Esports, Asteria and RedEye, their rivalry for the tabletop position is going on top notch. I hope we will really enjoy that. But if any new team comes further, then that would be interesting to see. 6 PM in Esports taking 10 points here. The Nepali Soldiers getting 8, the Soul Reapers getting 6, the Troopers getting 5, the NGC Esports getting 5, Team Jigree getting 4, Team Ritzy getting 4, FREESTeSports getting 3, Bits and Pieces getting 3, Fortis getting 2, and Troopers getting 1, Gamers United getting 1, Sacrifice EU getting 1. But not for some angry Gurkhas, Mafia Gang, Neon Rising, T7 Unity, Team Junior, Team Freezy Esports this time. So, the overall leaderboard might tell us some stories on the top 5 list. I hope so, but we know the competition in between the number 1 and the number 2. But on the overall top players, there has been a good shuffle. The one hit most card is actually on top right now from ASTs, and then it was Crispy Paglu, which on the second, then Doritos on the third again, then Eric on the fourth, then Pinkman on the fifth. But 7 to 9, the cutoff is the 2. But the damage you see that one hit most card has gotten into, that was 1,400, where Crispy Puglu was so close, but Doritos is actually making the same number of eliminations but with less damages. 969. I love that number. 969. If you just flip the number, it's the same. That's the magic of the number. But overall standing says ST's on top and Aries on second. FT's so close to the competition of the top two. Then Ritzy's very close, 6 p.m. Yes, just a bit of far, but it's still the third game can come with a big shuffle. I told you, but for the top 4 teams, it might be any time. For the top 2, it is indeed for the battles. It will only count to the battles. For the top 4, you should say it's within for the one game. From the top 5 to the bottom, it can be anytime. Any team from the second page can be in the first page and also can take the top 4th position, or you might say 5th. That will be so easy if they can flip the game on Sanok map. I hope so. They'd be able to flip that. Sanok always comes with lots of shuffles on the next game on today's schedule. That is clearly on Sanok. So you should be prepared. It was Team ST which took the first chicken, but on the first game the competitors were the RedEye Esports. On the second game, RedEye was committed to bring it back home, and they brought it back home. That's it. The competition sets on the rivalry within the top 2 teams right now. I'm Quirky York, coming back again on the caster desk. Would like to take a little bit of break and then come back again with the third game. Till then, stay tuned. Gentlemen, with setting the competition within the top 2 teams, the name is STs and RedEye Esports, and the third team to set on for the shuffle, that will be Team FTs and Team Ritzy's, waiting on top 4th to get on top again. So let's start the third game with the leaderboard. It's now or never. The third game comes with the bottom shuffle. As I told you, that the top, the first 3 matches comes with the bottom top shuffle always, because the points, the caps, that's always too low on the first 3 games. It's only about the start. But as I can see, the NGC Esports making the Super Sunday a bit of excited by limiting the match only 4. So it's not bad, right? The flight path, you can see that it's starting from the eastern mid and finishing onto the western mid. It's a good kind of flight path, but the fight is setting to a lot of places, like on the resort, on the boot camp, on the Tambang, on the Camp Charlie, on the Cow, and on the Lakawi situation too. But I hope we are heading on for Resorted first in the mini map. You can see there. Team, the teams are ready. There's a that. Who is it? No. Oh man, that was bad. The zone sets on for the northern. The fight has started here. Some angry Gurkhas, SAGs are in too low. It's just one of the player, Mr. Nijax or Nijax, yeah, is the last survivor here. TGs has started the fight with FSTs. TGs are losing their players to GUFs taking the lead with SFs. NGC taking the lead with Team Ninja. Not Ninja, but Ninja R were taken down by Team NGC. And then Sung Jinu, the hero of solo leveling, gets eliminated too. Where are the shadows, man? Then FSTs taking the kill confirmations. Now it's Team 40 East losing the teammate. It was Hurricane by Capozinho. Then Mitomai getting eliminated by Enigma from TSRs. Lots of battles as we have counted to, it's like the count of 5 locations with the drop clashes were set off, and the first team to be eliminated, that is maybe Team Soul Reapers, TSRs, and no more. They're on the top 13th place. It was a good match. Sanok flipped. I was expecting a bottom comeback, but not happening right now. So TGS, they're also losing the players, but for Team 40 Es, it's a really good path to take on, and they can head on for the north. They are on the north, but they can take some, places to the sea too, to the seaside too. Yeah. For now, it's Team Sacred Face EUs, where Clash is the final player. Look for the players to get in. The first knock, and now tried for the second knock too, but the player was too aggressive. We're actually delivering lots of spams toward this corner, this little corner, and he just fall in for the trap. He just compromised himself for the player which was trying to spam the shots. The shots were getting connected. That's how he got eliminated. Then it's Team Asteria Esports still being able to be on top, but the competition sets on only for the 5 points in between the RedEye Esports and Team Asterias. FTs and Ritzy's can't go for some late engagements with battles, but I hope not. Team BP's taking some TVP share to troopers. You should see them on the 11th and 16th position. I see 2 of the teams named as Team Troopers. One is the Troopers and second one is the Troopers B. But Bits and Pieces is on the right place to take the fight, but not with the right number of players. It's just one, and that's Clause 47, waiting for the 2 of the players to actually get some hints here. But I hope they're going with some grenades, and if the grenade falls here, then Clause would be taken away. Yeah, he understood that there might be a player from the hillside to, scout on him. He tried to look out for the player, but there was no scope. Still, he tried on to scout that. But at the end, where you fear, the fear actually takes you. Yeah, in the place where you fear the most, by getting onto that place, or if you suspect about the fear, then something happens, and the thing also happened here. That was a, ghost riding part, but I'd not go for that. It's time for the teams on the bottom to be counted as not in the game for now. FSTs, SSGX, BAPs, and Neon. Neon is already missing the game, but for NGC, SF, and TSR, it's not going good. The start was bad. Only the first finishes, the first one-on-one finishes were there, but not going to be enough. It's Team Mafia and Team TRs, the Troopers, which has the chance. Team Fortis has not the chance because there's only the solo player remaining. Still 15 teams to go. The first stage just, and lots of teams, like 6 teams being eliminated. The top teams are still available. From the number 1 to the top 11 teams are available, and the competition sets on within them. So, the lobby should settle the teams as its own, or as per the situations. One most now interrupted on the kill feed. RedEye Esports taking the knock. Mafia is taking the knock against T7s, and then T7 encountering with Mafia. Mafia not stopping but going in again, and the kill feed is in hot. It's the team Nepali soldiers coming in for the scout. They knows that the zone is in the north. The teams are gonna come into, so they have great chances to scout and cut out some of the rotations. Another they're trying to execute the plan, but it was the Mafia gang which couldn't execute theirs, and now they do no more. But for the RedEye Esports, it's not going smooth. Now the teams, or the most of the teams, on the center part, where the southern holds with 2 teams and the eastern holds with 1. But the center spot becomes very, very heavy. Lots of teams has taken the part into the compounds, and are looking forward for the battles for the teams to get in, or to try to sneak in, or to try to make some rotations if they can cut off. Now 6 p.m. gets more eliminations. It is indeed the competitor team, the RedEye Esports, which shouldn't lost the players right now, as they need more, and they'll need more and more on the end games. For now, it's Team Troopers. Maybe in the situation with Ritzy Soban makes the knock. That is such a slight view, and he takes the shot. A such quick move. Now Soban can go for the finish too. It's crispy inside the compound. Made the finish here, collected the point. 5 eliminations, and the team is on the 4th. It's already 24 for them. They need 2 more points to cross over Team FTs, and then they need 6 more points to cross over RE. So total they need 7 points to cross over Team RedEye Esports, and then they need like 12 points to cross over Team Asteria Esports. So for Team Ritzy, it's a good chance. The shuffle, I hope, is gonna be in the top 5 teams, but for Team Troopers, still the same. Team Juniors, they tagged as JRs. Look at them, just thinking the same. It's always the pleasant, the casualties, the thinkings, the pre-plannings. I hope so. Now Freezy Esports gets a cut. Uh-oh. That was a rotation cut off. They are about to make an entry safely inside of the zone, but the Sanok says, "You're only getting lots of hard attacks." And that happened. Troopers are watching for the nature. Are watching in the nature. You can say nature. I see 6 p.m. interrupting with the team. Getting interrupted by the most. Now they need to rescue. But before the rescue gets completed, the team might play in aggressive. Yes, they are. They're roaming around with the vehicles. Try to scout. Trying to make a second knock. But it was a bit of late to push down here. And 6 p.m. Esports managed to recalibrate their squad. Now they're in full again. They're in 100% firepower. The next zone is shifted onto the third mock side, making the center spot a little bit of heavy. The competition is not going to be so easy. You still can look out for the top 11 teams. Nobody has been eliminated. Even it is the second competitors like REs. which took 2 eliminations even after losing to the players, right? But for 27, it's a good position. They are just going outside of the zone so that they can make a safe path. The inside of the ring is not so safe to move on for. I hope they'll be successful there in Freezy Esports. From being inside of the compound, now only can look outside, but not, going outside is a bit of risky for them. It is indeed Team Freezy, you know, just waiting for the next zone. Only 30 seconds left. 14 teams on the lobby. Nothing to lose. Only to plan. The new zone has been shifted. The Nepalese soldiers. They're inside. In a risk-free zone, but not in a risk-free place. The teams are looking for them. From the hillside, they have made a good split. They have, executed their assaulters to be as the scouters while maintaining the support in a duo. And I hope so they're just executing the others on the flanks so that the team cannot get out of the compound. If they tries to get out, they'll be taken away. Gamers United Force, GUF, yeah, GUF, you can say that. A Capuzinho looks forward behind that rock. It's a good support. It's a good cover, but as long as nobody else is taking the flank behind you. Namitro is just waiting for the team to get outside of the compound. That's Team TNS, the Nepalese soldiers. And Gamers United Force knows about this. But not for the Nepalese soldiers. Maybe they'll find out. Time has come for the new zone. It's clearly Tatmok. Now the team knows where the zone was playing in. But lots of teams has gotten outside. Team RedEye Esports on the west. Team Nepalese soldiers takes the risk and then encounters Kishi. Such a nice kiss. Anybody would want that, but not the soldiers, right? Yeah, but RedEye Esports still making it possible for the survival to the top 5 teams, can get them some of the points which should be useful for them to compete with STs, but Team STs are not competing with any team for now, as this is the 4th stage and they're not taking any major part in the game, in the battle. Right now we see them watching out for the teams, their competitors. Yeah, it's Ritzy Esports, which is in the top 4th. And once they come back on the Sanok game, it's a really big game. Actually, if you want to hold on for the top position, because everybody is looking forward for the top team. Because if you just eliminate the teams, the points gets locked on there, and that cannot be increased. So you have better chances to shuffle that across over that point by taking more and more. And for the execution, you need to take a lot of battles and win those battles. And till 6th stage, it should be 12 or 13 eliminations. And then from the 7th, you should go for the chicken dinner. And that by maintaining that kind of strategies, you can find the expected point in the first 3 games, where you want to use just 1 game for the comebacks. For now, if you talk about Team TJs, it's also looking good. Pinkman, not looking that good because he gets eliminated. Last time that the Archer, but would not be able to survive anymore. That is from the backstab. Yeah, that is a good backstab. It is Team Gamers United Force, which eliminated the player, taking 11 eliminations. I was talking about the 12 or 13 eliminations within the 6th stage, and now you can find a squad which is actually setting the example of how to compete with just 1 single game. And if that is Sanok, then how to take the advantages. And GUF is the perfect example this time. Yeah, this squad would impress us. Look at the splits. That were good, but it was Asteria Esports which humiliated them from such a long range. They're well prepared. Team FT is fighting with Team Troopers. Team Troopers encountering with Team FTs. Mr. Perfect is in trouble right now as Kirito gets eliminated on the outside of the zone, and that settles all. The score has been settled. Team FTs, the formidable threat, are no more inside of the game. Now it's the top 10 teams. Team FZY on the bottom, Team TS on the bottom, Team J, Team T7, Team 6 PM on the middle. Now they want their shuffle for the table toppers. Now it was Team RedEye Esports. The competitors has been taken away. Team FTs has been taken away. Now it's the time. Now's the chance for Team RTZ and Team GUFs. I hope it's the best time for Team GUFs to actually winning in. Yeah, Team GUF can become the second competitor after this game. They're not stopping yet. They're looking for more. Now, the road cross is the path where we should play in. And yeah, that was about to happen. I was thinking about that while you expose yourself, while you are busy with the compound ones, you should not expose. Team T7 also finding no way out or no way in and then getting eliminated. It is the last teams. Troopers and no more. But still one trooper team is available and they has their single player. So maybe they're thinking for the hill battles, but not in this kind of stages. That shouldn't be done. You don't have enough time to pop in. You won't have that, yeah, but because of the teams, those taking down the edge and in the center too. For now, Team NGC Esports presents to you the Super Sunday, and this is gonna be the last, not the last, but yet the last chance for the shot because it's the Sanok. Ritzy and no more. The game has been changed. The competition has been set. 6 PM Esports is now for the run to witness the chicken dinner. But did you see that? Team Asteria Esports, table toppers, are still not ready to give it up, and they eliminate another team that gets them their desired point. It is all for the end game, for the mind game, and Asteria Esports plays it perfectly. Another chicken dinner, another comeback, and there goes 2 chicken dinners in 3 games. Wow, what a plan, what an execution, and what a decision making in between 20 plus teams. Can you imagine that? Asteria Esports maintaining the number 1 rank by taking 2 chicken dinners in 3 games and making it possible for a 60 point of a collection almost. That's the 57 the total collection is. That was an 11 kill chicken, 21 points on the single game. Very well done. Asteria Esports taking the competition a bit high, with the competitors might face difficulties. Yes, they're gonna face the difficulties on the final game to compete with Asteria, taking it on another level. Preet, hate most god, and it's Japanese G and Pharaoh. Okay, but the contribution was smooth from Preet and Wanted Most God. So Wanted Most God would become the MVP again. He plays it so consistent, 5 plus 4 plus again 5. It's really good. The math summary says it was 77 eliminations at 80 knockouts. The number of knockouts has increased if you compare with the last game. 2 of the grenade eliminations and 39 of assists. 7,740 damages in total. Not so great. So, yeah, the competition has already gone too far if we talk about the top teams and the gaps. The top 5 is a bit of, risky numbers. But I hope the second is yet open. And for the last game, Team Asteria Esports might not want to get eliminated at first. They're obviously gonna, yeah, they're gonna dodge or avoid the battles till the fifth stage, as I assume 2000 damages and 2500 damages. Nice. GUF was so close with the chicken dinner. It was 18 points. STs are far right now, but GUF, they were on the fourth, and now team GUF, I should say they're on the second right now. But can they make it? Can they cover all of the gaps by just playing one game? I told you on the first 3 games there'd be shuffles, and now it's the time for the final game to be played, and the game will judge which team will become the champion. The first Erangel was for Team Asteria Esports, but as I've said that in the last game, it's obviously gonna be on the Erangel map, but it's not gonna be the same. There should be a new team coming on top with the chicken dinner, right? But the eliminations, the record has been broken. A record break performance on these 4 games, but on this third game, it is heaven indeed from Gamers United Force, and that was 7. Previously it was 6, the highest on 2 games, but now it's the 7. So heaven is with 7 points. Nice matching, man. And then 1-8 most card. You see that, the consistency? Another 5 eliminations. Still, he would be on top. His team is on the top, and now he is on top. So it's all about the team combinations on the overall leaderboard, and it's all about the solo gameplays, solo competition on the top players list. There is not only one competition but 2 competitions. One is to play with the team and show off the team gameplays, and one is to play from your team and show up the highest skills. Now, RedEye and Team Juniors and Team Asteria Esports, all of them got the players on the top players list after match 3. It's Team Asteria which is so consistent, getting 2 of the players on the leaderboard. The match ranking says ASTs are taking the highest point, but Gamers United Force were close to them. Team Junior has taken 12, Ritzy has taken 11, 9 with Team 6PM Sports, 8 with Team Troopers, 7 for Troopers, and the first one 8 points for Troopers B, and the 7 points for the main Troopers. T7 Unity getting 6 points, Team Jigree getting 4, Formidable Threat getting 3, Freezy Esports getting 2, Samangri Gurkhas getting 2, and 2 points for Team RedEye Esports, but not gonna be enough. Team Fortis Esports getting 1, Team Soul Reapers, Mafia Gang NGC Esports getting 1, the Naval Soldiers, Fortis Esports, Sacred FCU, Bits and Pieces, Neon Rising not getting any points from the game, but still they can hope for the last game. Yeah, someone should play the part. Now I see the overall top players. You see that 1-8 most card gets the highest number of eliminations with the highest number of damages, touching 200 in just 3 games, and the KD ratio is maintaining on the 4th. And then Heaven getting so close by taking just 7 eliminations on this last game. Heaven has made it on the top 2nd, even not being able to get inside after the first 2 matches. So anytime anything can happen in a competitive match, and for the first 3 games the bottom gets on the top, and Heaven has set a perfect example for this time. It's Crispy, Paglu and Doritos and Preet on the list, and then we are waiting for the last game. Who would be announced as the most valuable player of this Super Sunday event? Which team will get the champion title or the winner title? Champion title, you might say, because it's the Super Sunday, and I hope so. The titles are gonna be in champion, the runner-ups, yeah. But on the list there is Team Asteria on top, maintaining a total of 24 points of a gap. For a single game to count that 24 points is really tough, but Asteria Esports takes it on too far for the competitor teams to reach upon them. It was team RedEye Esports to be on second, and now they need to secure their second spot while playing the last game. That would be the competition. Team Ritzy taking 30 points. It's just the 3 points of a gap, and look at the gaps. Oh wow! If it is GFB, GUFC, 6 PMs, they're so close. Anybody can become the second runner-up, but the champion has been set. It is indeed gonna be Team Asteria Esports, if I'm not wrong. If something miraculous not happening on the last game, then I hope Team Asteria Esports will obviously, surely, confirmly become the champion. But for now, I'm Quirky York, getting back on custom disc again. I'd like to take a little bit of break and then come back again with the last game. That will decide the champion team, right? So till then, stay tuned. Knock, knock, knock. I'm back again. The break was short as we promised. 3 games were completed. Now the last game awaits for us to witness the champion team and the MVP player and the runner-ups too. Now's the time to witness the OG map Irangel, the flight path. Should be from the middle. Yeah, from the southern middle. It's kind of supporting the eastern too, but yeah, starting the flight path from the Nuvripnai and then ending onto the stalwart side. It's a really good flight path, but according to the flight path, the zone can be onto the Gatka. But if it is it supports the Yasnaya or Melt as the center, then it might be changed. But I hope lots of clashes are awaiting for us. On the military base, the first clash would be on the firm, and then on the mail top, and then on the Rozuk or the Yasnaya can be in too, but I hope so. The military base would be the first, but not so. It is Malta and Farm where the battle are gonna get faster. So on Yasnaya Poliana, it is indeed, but the zone is clearly supporting the opposite of the flight path where Gatka and Ferry Pier becomes the center spot. But at first, we need to settle this course during the drop of battles. So now it's time to cross to deal with 2 different players. Just goes out of the compound to dodge the shots for the PBSs. And now he gets the support of the player, needs to reload for some time. Now he switches the angle and tries to get inside from the next door to the next. And now getting taken down, man. Shakalaka takes down Klaus this time. And then it is the VIP, which is actually, recalibrating the team because they have taken 2 the players in front of them. And now it's their time to be rescued, to get back and fit again, but not for T7 as they're not close anymore. So all they can do, they can be in this split and they can wait for the chances to come. Team SG loses Jan Mara, and it is Team Troopers B, which is on the 7 location with Team RedEye Esports. But if you might remember, you should remember that Team RedEye Esports were the second competitors, right? But now it's in the complete shuffle, and nobody knows what's the gap between the top 5 teams. So I hope Team Troopers B would not lose hope as the table has been shuffled. So Troopers B, let's hope for them. Not bad, not bad. RedEye taking some points. At least they have started the domination for now, right? Right. Troopers trying to get close to the team. It's Vikas. He's using the grenade. Just one single grenade is available to the backpack. It's Newbie taking the roof. Now SAG's Mr. Anish takes Neymar, Team Junior versus Team SAG. I hope Team Junior not losing this time as Team SAG doesn't have the firepower. Only the duo trying to fight with the full roster. Team Junior clearly has the upper hand here. That's Anish taking the shotgun in hand, but that was quick. I wasn't hoping that, but still. Team Junior winning the fight from the meta. And now some angry Gurkhas and no more. 4 points. Been good. It's Vikas. And his team. And on 70, the competitors. Team RedEye Esports. But Sunny, as you're watching this stream, I'd like to ask you that the team you're supporting, Team RedEye Esports, the gap is the 24 points. So what do you think, like, will they be able to cross over Team Asteria Esports? As you might see that Team Asteria Esports has started their knockouts, but now all they wait, all they can wait is for the finishes. I hope Team FTs are also waiting for that. Team BPs loses the players. FTs trying to finish the players. That was Team TNSS. It was Captain and Kissy, which will be decimated. Now Limbu and Paradox R is trying to get the push in. I see Paradox, getting the knock here. Then taking Kirito. Now a Molotov occurs and the Molotov decides them for how long they're gonna hold on to the stairs. Now the Molotov is gone. The Paradox R, the player, the compound. The Nepali soldiers scouted the location. That's the Asteria Esports. Now the table toppers are here. Not getting any finishes. Now getting backstabbed. That is Mr. Perfect. From the T's taking the Pitex. And now the second knock is one hate most card. Maybe the game is gonna get shuffled if the team Asteria Esports getting eliminated empty-handed. Then there is the only task that is to cover up those 24 points for Team RedEye Esports. But if and only if Team Asteria gets eliminated, that is the question, right? But no, look at that. Even after getting two of the players in a knockout situation, they made it perfect. And they're just a perfect team, man. They have rescued the players as long as they could do, as fast as they could do. And right now it's so fast that even the team which made the knock executes their rotation to get close to the team, to get close to the compound. It was like the team was in a bit of late to get the push, but for now it's Team RedEye Esports taking some corners, looking for the players. But I hope Illusion is in such a bad place. The Molotov was trying to hunt him down. The Molotov gets connected. Illusion loses some HP. Troopers, they're so ready. Now RTZ losing out. Crispy this time. 6 PM started the game. Crispy is no more. Newbie as card is spotted. Leishan knows what the players are. Doesn't go for any exposure. NGC's starting the fight with Troopers. I guess this is only the Team Troopers. No. Yeah. This is only Team TRs. RedEye Esports are gonna take some time, but there will be the new zone shift after the first. And RedEye Esports looking so ready. Ritzy Esports taking a part for the scout. It is indeed Team 6 PM, which was interrupting with Crispy, and now that Crispy is no more, Team RTZ means Ritzy would go for the close-ins. For the new zone, It's not the safest place, but it's still there in the Pochinki, so they can take it. They have enough time. For Yasnoya Poliana, for Melta, for Severny, it's not the same, but you can see the Melta. It's a bit hotter right now. The Soul Reapers are coming here to rip down the souls. I hope they're gonna take the kills. That's it. Still, Team Junior not losing hope. Now, the those with the shots are coming for. NGCs are so active, proactive, and now they're gonna make the slammings. The Soul Reapers on the go, on the run. Elysian takes down Ezil YT. It was Ninja which took KK, and then NGC Kenpachi being taken away by a Molotov. Archer taking down Max P. Hurricane been eliminated. Top just been taken down. Archer been knocked out again with a grenade by Team VIPs. Those battles are happening on the kill feed. TJs are going good at Team VIPs now. The Pleasant gets Neymar. Gedagudi gets Tuji. Ninja gets Enigma. Panther thinks to get inside and the job is done. Team NGCs and no more. Team Junior survives here. The mate have been secured. 8 points are there for Team Junior. 6 p.m. started the fight with Team Ritzy. Ritzy were the competitor. Troopers fighting with Team RedEye Esports. RedEye were the competitor. The second and the third competitor right there. And I hope they'll survive the last game, the last competition. Only the 15 team survives. It's all the bottom teams who gets eliminated there. Team FT maybe win the top 6 teams, but now they're not anymore. Team Jigree watching out for the edge. VIP is in trouble. Max OG or DG, or not DG but OG, yeah, cannot be survived. It's just getting bleed out. 6 p.m. started the fight with Ritzy's, as Ritzy's would be no more here. In just blink of an eye, the fight starts and it ends in the same speed like how it was started from the beginning. Troopers not getting ready. FST is getting TJs. TJ in trouble. The Nepali soldiers making the trouble. Limbu and Paradox are on the run. Now Paradox charging the smoke in front of that so that the visuals gets blocked. That's a good style. The soldiers going for the finishes. Such a nice squad, right? Yeah, but Limbu, I hope he completes the job. The mission is to take down another player. He found out about the third parties, the angles that are coming from the west south. Limbu switches the compound from back end. Now goes in with some pre-fires. The grenade comes in. Paradox are being taken out. The pre-fire is good. Limbu takes some damage and now can go in again with 3 shots. Knows that his location has been compromised. As there's no time for the rescue, he should go out. Here the Molotov has been dodged. The player will be eliminated by the Molotov. And that is together with this Molotov, which took the Paradox R. It's Limbu waiting outside. The third party has happened right now. It's the perfect time from the side of Team Junior. They rescued the player, and now they're waiting for the TJs to get out. They're getting the visuals, charging some shots, and the grenade gets the final player, Limbu Archer. Even after taking lots of damages, he was able to complete the target to finish the player in front of them. And now is the time for Team TJs to be recalibrated, and now they can come back again on the feet with the 100% of the firepower, the full squad surviving here. For now, they need to pass on for 1340 meters to get inside the next third stage, where there has 1 minute and 40 seconds of time. Did not lose the hope. Now is the 12 teams, and they see the table toppers are still surviving the STs, the Asteria Esports, still not taking any more battles. But from the start till now, the ST's been able to take 5 eliminations, and that's more than enough. Previously, it was the competition between team RedEye Esports and team Asteria Esports were 24, and now it has been increased to 28, where team RedEye Esports has only been able to take 1 point, so that settles the score. But Babin is taking some kills this time. 6 p.m. started to knock out team Hatemost card. I hope so. And then team ST is going in again with team 6 p.m.'s Fortis Esports just counted the kills on the kill feed, and then ST's taking the lead. But right now the shotgun takes them down one by one. It's Para to the final player and his position, and now goes in lots of spams, but gets taken down from the off angle. He never found out about the player which was on the off angle, and now there goes Preet spots the player of his own, tries to shot him down because he's in so hyped situation right now. He needs to charge a grenade, but he needed that, but he doesn't have that. So for now, all he can do, he can go for the rescue, but before even it touches the player gets eliminated, and that's how the thing happened. Now Preet X is the final player, right? Even after being taken away on the very third stage. Oh, this is so good for Preet X. Charging the grenade takes two different knocks, man. Over the last grenade would get the final player. Lady has such a low HP. Doesn't have that much time left for the first hit kit to pop in, and that is a complete 1 versus 3 clash from the side of Preet X, from the side of the squad Asteria Esports. Why they would not be on top? This is the level of the performances on the stream. I can see that. So clearly Team Asteria has gotten the preparations. They knows about the teams. They knows how to execute that. They knows about the opponent's speeds, like how fast they can execute the plan, where they can come in, and how to utilize the close combat battles. I really love that. But still 9 eliminations for Team Asteria Esports, where they had 24 points of a gap in between them and the second competitors known as Team RedEye Esports. Now it has been increased a little bit more. For now it's Team TJ and Team Juniors, and Team Junior being eliminated by Team TJs because they were not here. They were just trying to get on the edge, but the edge was been taken. Yeah, the edge had been taken by a different team from the earlier, so they had the clear upper hand here, that they got the chances to fire down to the vehicle. But for now the new zone is completely supporting the FAP location, where the center been taken by 2 different squads. It's the SF and the GUFs on the north and the south, but the northern teams and the eastern teams are just facing some problems here to deal with the closest and the closest. And now what they can do, they can avoid the battles or they can continue the battles. Now it's their decision. For now I see the eastern getting a bit of hotter because they're getting the pushes here, and now they're trying to break through it. I hope so Saiva would find a clutch moment, as we've seen previously. Just the 4th stage, still the 9 teams are available, the competitors are available. Team Asteria Esports, I admit that they have they are with lots of points till now, but Team RedEye Esports are not giving it up. Being in a duo makes them really in a tension, like what they should do from now on. But Team TJ knows what to do, charging the grenades inside, but that deals nothing with Saiva. He dodges it perfectly. The player is gonna come. The mark is completed, and yeah, he tried to secure the player, and the player was secured. The job is done. Mission accomplished. The inner peace. I see him in a mental satisfaction, right? It's top 8 teams. If any teams gets eliminated, they'll get even 1 single placement point, and that might be Team Asteria Esports. As you can see, Preet is not finding any suitable location for him to hide his position, but I hope not. Asteria Esports can be pressed right away from the open areas to the covers. Where Preet goes, the player follows them. It's Sung Jin Woo, the leader, the hero of the solo leveling takes the player, takes the tabletoppers. But still, the tabletoppers, Asteria Esports, made it sure that they are going to become the champion. Not going to be the champion. That's it. All you can say is that they were so sure after the third game, and the fourth game was not needed, but still, they played it. And there are lots of points, man. Lots of points. And they have secured another 10 points on this last game. So, yeah, what more I can say about the consistency? They're so good to that. They knows what, how much points you need to compete on this 4 games, this limited games. Now NGC Esports is just gifting you the Super Sunday, kind of. But the teams are participating on the gift too. Yeah, so for now it's Troopers, which is actually going in for Team RedEye Esports, but Team RedEye also charging the grenades here. Where I see Team TGS being interrupted by a grenade, and now Mami loses the visuals. That is an instant grenade. Mami shouldn't expose her or him on the northern, but that was the plan of RedEye Esports. But the execution was good. It's now within the top 7 teams, and I see 3 teams out of the full roster, and the rest of the 4 and not. It's not 3 but 4. I hope not 3, but it is only 2 squads who is in the full roster, but the rest of the teams are in such low teammates, a low number of teammates. So I hope they still can make some changes on this final stage. This is the end game that is gonna play a part or play the role. Yeah, but I hope so. Team RedEye Esports, which is trying to get inside of the next zone, might find some problem with Team SFs, as Team SF has gotten the best position so far. The hillside, the high ground, yeah, absolutely a gorgeous position for Team RedEye Esports. It's indeed the final shack where they're gonna be in. And then you see Babin, finds a good cover. But the backend team, Team SFs, should not come in. If they gets the player, then that's their territory. For now, it is the south which gets exposed completely because of the zone shift. The zone is completely supporting the northern middle, and the east to a bit of little bit of but sacred face EU maybe heading inside here for RedEye Esports. For Babin, the grenade gets inside and the player gets decimated or humiliated. 5 eliminations and the competitors are gone. NGCs facing the problem right now. It's the biggest chaos. The end games are always inside of the chaotic situation, so the teams must hurry for now. It is SF bringing problem, being hunted down one by one, and Sung Jin Woo finds a plan to dodge those bullets as NGC goes in aggressive, eliminates more players, cleaning the lobby. Maybe they've taken the charge of cleaning the lobby. I hope so. Gamers United Force trying to make some angles for the visuals to come in. Team GUFs, yeah, they're known as Gamers United Force, right? But the zone is not supporting here in the south. But still, RedEye tried different, and not anymore. The zone is too hard, and it was too harsh. But NGC survived. Now only the top 3 teams. NGC can clearly get some placement points here. Now only the last player Now, Gamers United Force knows where the last player is. They found out about the player. Now they're gonna, get inside. They're gonna get close, but the last guy can surprise us by taking one by one down. A slight peek is dangerous. Yeah, obviously, slight peek is dangerous. Gamers United Force just with a final grenade ends the competition with the final chicken dinner. Congratulations for Team Gamer United Force for winning the last chicken. But 47 points? Oh my goodness, they're so close. The last chicken was mostly needed. Still not being able to become the champion, but yeah, they can become the runner-ups here. Congratulations for that. That result has been hidden. Maybe 1498 damages, not bad. Capozinho with 5 eliminations, that was the best contribution he got here. Haven has 2. Ignitro, yeah, has 1. And Moltro Zod, excess Moltro Zod gets 1 elimination too. Nobody gets empty-handed. 78 eliminations were there, 77 knockouts were there, 13,835 healings were there, 12 grenade eliminations and 37 assists, and 2 of the vehicle eliminations. That was the match summary. It was all. Now we can talk about the match rankings, the match MVPs, the overall match MVPs, the overall MVPs of these 4 games, and the champions and the runner-ups and the second runner-ups. Yeah, but head-to-head, it has been in the GUFs and NGCs. 1498 damages versus 1375. 7 knockouts versus 6. 9 eliminations versus 6. And 19 total points versus 12. At the end, it was Team NGC which got the last player on the final zone, and still being able to take those 6 placements with the 6 eliminations right there. NGC secured another 12, but for Team Gamers United Force, it was the hardest try, you can say. 7 eliminations again. Junior still not breaking the new MVP lead, but still the same 772 damages, 2 assists, 513 heals, 4 knockouts, 15 minutes of the survival. It's not bad for Team Junior. This was a good performance. We should say that because that's the highest number, right? We previously saw that 7 is the highest, and yeah, Ninja completed the 7 eliminations, so that's good. But right now, the top players of the match, the names are Ninja, Illusion, Preet, Archer, and Capozinho. The bottom was 5 and the top was 7. The cutoffs were 2. Not bad. Now it's the time for the match rankings, where we'd be able to see the points of the teams that they were able to collect. GFs collected 19, NGCs collected 12, Team Junior collected 11, Sacred Face EU collected 10 points, Asteria Esports with another 10 points, Team Jigree with 9 points, Team RedEye Esports with 7 points, Team 6PM with 7, Bits and Pieces with 6, Freezy Esports with 5, 3 for Team Troopers, Formidable Threat with 2 points, 2 points for Troopers B, the Soul Reaper with 2 points, 1 for the Nepali Soldiers, Fortis Esports, Mafia Gang, Neon Rising, and T7 Unity, but no points for some Angry Gurkhas, Ritzy Esports, and FREESTeSports. But Ritzy has lost in the last game. Not bad, don't be so sad. Still, you got more events on upcoming. So, yeah, you should be prepared. Now, let's witness the second runner-up of this Super Sunday, and that will be RedEye Esports. Congratulations for Team RedEye Esports for becoming the second runner-up of the tournament. With total 40 points and 1 chicken dinner, they own this part. But for the runner-up team, yes, it is surely indeed gonna be Team Gamers United EU, as I assume, but we should witness that on screen. So yeah, let's congratulate Team RedEye Esports at first, and then let us head in for the runner-up of this Super Sunday, and clearly it is indeed Gamers United Force with 47 points. So the top second and top third has got the 7 points of a gap. It is so close with first chicken dinner, just one chicken dinner, and 29 of eliminations. Gamers United Force has won the last chicken dinner on on this event, and this comeback was not that easy, but it's still Team Gamers United Force completed it successfully, just a little bit of more, and if they could have completed that, it might be happening that they could have over or surpassed the previous table toppers, right? But indeed, the undefeated champions would be Asteria Esports with total 2 chicken dinners in between 4 games. Such a high confidence squad and a powerful one with 67 points and 41 total eliminations. That's the highest any team is getting on this game. And yeah, Asteria Esports just nailed it. That's all, my lord. You were watching NGC Esports Presents Super Sunday. I was your host, Quickie York. Now we know who is the runner-up, who is the champion, and who is the second runner-up, and who is the MVP, right? Yes. So after overall standings, we're gonna witness the MVP. Now let's look out for the overall leaderboard. It's ASTs getting 67, the GUFs getting 47, and it was the 20 points of a gap. Still, Team RedEye Esports getting 40 points, and that's all the top 3 teams. But the top 4 was tougher. FT, Reds, 6PM JR, TJs, NGCs, SFs, TRPs played well. TR, T7, TNS PAPs also tried well. TSR, FZY, Mafia, 40, SGX, FSTs, and Neon, they also participated. And till the end, that's a matter of fact, right? But now it's the time for witnessing the overall MVP of the matches. But yeah, we can see the schedule here. The last game was for Team GWebs, the third was for Team Asterias, also the first one, the second one was for the RedEye Esports. Congratulations for the winner teams. But now's the time for the top players. It is indeed the one hate most card player with 15 eliminations and 226 2260 damages. Heaven was so close with that. He was about to give the highest damage here, but at the end it was just 14 eliminations. So according to the eliminations and the damage wanted most card was higher. And then Preet, Ninja, Crispy Paglu, this played also well. They were on the list, so I congratulate you, the players who took in the part on the overall top players. Your solo contributions were such immersive throughout your squad, and to be witnessed the team gameplay, it was really nice to meet you all. I hope you guys enjoyed a little even. So if you enjoyed, make sure to comment that. QRK is good because my name's QRK, full name's Quickie York, but short is QRK, but you can call me Amor too. But for now, yes, it's time for me to take the end. NGC Esports Presents Super Sunday ends today, and that's it. We'll meet again. Till then, stay tuned and keep supporting. Bye.